Pujari, Gamarua, Gamora, Gadigal, Eora, Tumbalong. Good day and welcome to Gadigal, Eora and Tumbalong and Gamora, where we are here. Picture out in that beautiful waterway out there, Barani whales would come in there to give birth and bring their little calves in there for rest as they're going down the coast or up the coast. Where we are, and also New Zealand, Kia ora from Tio Aotearoa, our friends from New Zealand, our brothers and sisters too. We'd like to welcome you here too, especially this wonderful place. As I said, we are here on a very important place, Gadigal, country here. And imagine getting in a traditional canoe, which is in Sydney here, is called a Ngawi, and going out on that beautiful waterway, paddling out from here, Gamora, and going out to the harbour part, and then paddling to the other side. You would actually be paddling over to Camaragal country there, the clan there. And if you turn if you turn west and head inland, you would see on your right that would be Wongal. Wongal would be the next clan. And if you're paddling and you're looking over on your right to look at the beautiful country there, you would see Wallamadigal, and that's where actually Bennelong is resting. Bennelong, where we are just across there, Barangaroo, a partner of Barangaroo. And if you kept going, you would hit Barramadigal, not Parramatta, Barramadigal, B-U-R-R-A, Barra meaning eel, and not too far from here is a beautiful little island called Memel. It has another name, whitefellas gave it, Goat Island, but its traditional name is Memel, M-E-M-E-L. And that is a beautiful island there. It's coming back to the Land Council. There's a whole creation story of Sydney Harbour being created by an eel and the waterways around. And that eel is now resting there with its eye looking up to the sky. And clans, those 5 clans and the other 24 Sydney clans would meet there. It's a very important place. And obviously, the last few years has been quite difficult, going through the pandemic, and we're not quite through it, but I did notice, we did have a yarn this morning, that the World Health Organisation has downgraded it, one might say. But we still need to remember that we have lost people along the way, and that we will take a moment's silence in a second to not only pay respect to them, pay respects to Mother Earth, provides us with everything she does, but we haven't been caring for her the way we should. She's telling us through floods and firestorms that we're not looking after the way we should. We should be caring for country. And also pay respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander traditional owners, elders and custodians, the past, present, future. And also paying respects to our Māori brothers and sisters too, who look after country too, and who have a strong culture. And reflect your journey right here, right now, at this point in the continuum. And as I say, pay respects to ancestors and those we've lost the last few years. We did have statistics coming up on our screens, but remember, they weren't just numbers. They were people who had their own dreams and aspirations. They belong to families. They belong to communities. So if we have a moment's silence and to reflect our journey right here, right now, at this point in the continuum, thank you. We have 3 beautiful waterways that bound the Eora Nation, the Hawkesbury, Nepean and Georges, the aquatic boundaries. I'd like to say on behalf of Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, everyone welcomed here from our elders and our members. We want you to have a safe stay, enjoy yourself for your conference over the next few days. We can all work together and walk together for wonderful outcomes throughout the planet if we all respect each other, treat each other with dignity. Technical issues, is it? I've had signs fall on me, so it's okay. And we need a bit of a laugh too in the times we're going through. And I'd also like to say that, look, when you get a chance, have a look at Huntingbird Manuscript Vatican. Please Google it, and you will find that there is a manuscript in the Vatican that's almost 800 years, 1241. It shows a cockatoo in there, an Australian cockatoo. So Aboriginal people, we traded amongst ourselves, We traded up the top end with the Macassans. I'm not sure if you saw the news on the ABC the recent few weeks. And we traded up into Indonesia and into China, and I made that point with the Chinese ambassador last year for the anniversary for Gough Whitlam when he went over. And the ambassador and the consuls acknowledged that, and it sort of laid the foundation for Penny Wong going over. We have had a relationship with them for 400 to 500 years, and that was based on sharing trade, culture, sharing food, and sharing our stories. I know the previous federal government said they had the first trade agreement with Indonesia and Asia, but obviously Aboriginal people had that first trade agreement. Yes. And yes, a bit of fake news from them. And also, as Australians, those who are Australians, whether born or naturalised, you have responsibility to look after our culture and our sites, because they're your culture and sites. We have those 40,000-year-old fish traps in Brewarrina, yes, 40,000 years old, aquaculture and engineering. And obviously, through the pandemic, we've relied on science to get us through that, and data and information, and that's been so important. Why can't we do that for looking after Mother Earth? Because she is speaking to us quite loud. And if you don't listen to information, data and the facts, then you tell your people to inject yourself with bleach. Yes. I'll let you have a think about that. Not good leadership. Good leadership is about empathy, sympathy, being respectful, treating people with dignity, building capacity, and also great communication skills, listening, not just hearing, listening, taking it in, and to work with those around you. Remember, you're always part of a team. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. I hope I've left you with some thoughts for the future, and let's all work and walk together as we have some serious conversations for voice, treaty and truth this coming year and over the next few years. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Michael, for that very thoughtful welcome to country. We would also like to welcome ANZCA President, Dr. Chris Kokis, FPM Dean, Dr. Kieran Davis, and our invited international and local speakers and delegates. We thank the healthcare industry for their generous support. Our theme, Be Connected, reflects our desire to highlight the importance of connections after these last few tricky years apart. Our wish is for everyone here to use this moment to connect with science, patient care, our communities, and each other. It has been so joyful to see people connecting with friends, old and new, as we gather here together. Chanel and I are just so happy to see all of your beautiful, smiling, happy faces here looking back at us. When we said goodbye to each other at ASM Kuala Lumpur in 2019, none of us could have possibly imagined what would happen next.
Western Australia has officially closed its borders, shutting the state off from the rest of the country, at least for 6 months.
Omicron is a gear change. As the case numbers continue to rise, the volume of cases will of course have an inevitable impact.
Hello and welcome to the 2023 ANZCA ASM in Sydney. And I'd have to say, Sydney, with the weather in particular, are really laying it on. It's a fantastic venue and I'm looking forward to the meeting. Can I also thank our Welcome to Country? I thought that was brilliant. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank all of you who are here today in person and those of you who are online and joining us for this meeting. I'd also like to thank our co-conveners, Dr. Chanel Cameron and Dr. Tanya Sielak, and the Regional Organising Committee. You guys have done a fantastic job. We are very happy to be back and very grateful to see all of you here who are attending this meeting. Can I also thank all the people taking part in the meeting, the presenters, facilitators, participants, and our sponsors and exhibitors who help ensure meetings like these can go ahead. I'd like to acknowledge the support from Business Events Sydney and the New South Wales Government. I would also like to welcome Dr. Kieran Davis, the Faculty of Pain Medicine Dean. Kieran's work has already started. The Faculty of Pain Medicine Symposium began yesterday, and I gather that was a great event. Well done, Kieran. Kieran will be coming on stage later to introduce the Michael Cousins lecture speaker in a few moments. I hope you really enjoy this 4-day meeting. I'm certainly looking forward to it. I hope you enjoy the formal sessions and I hope you enjoy the informal sessions as well, which I think most of you will appreciate are probably some of the most important interactions that we have during these meetings. Can I also take the time to thank you, our over 7,000 fellows, and I know you're not all here today, but can I thank our fellows who contribute and make the college what it is. You all work so hard in the background, and sometimes not so much in the background, to contribute and make the organisation the amazing place that it is. So thank you very much. It is my pleasure now to introduce Professor Edith Matot. Edith, are you? There she is. Edith Matot is our ANZCA ASM visitor. She's giving the Ellis Gillespie Lecture, named after one of the founders of the Faculty of Anaesthetists of the Royal Australasian College of Surgeons, which was formed in 1952. Edith is a Professor of Anaesthesiology and Intensive Care at the Tel Aviv University. She is the Director of the Surgical Division and the Chair of the Division of Anaesthesiology, Intensive Care and Pain at the Tel Aviv Medical Centre in Israel. Professor Matot is the Chair of the Scientific Committee of the European Society of Anaesthesiologists and Intensive Care, the first woman and the first Israeli to chair that position and hold that, and has received several prestigious awards, including the Honorary Member of the SAIC in 2022, Corresponding Member of the German Society of Anaesthesiology and Intensive Care Medicine, and due to receive the Horace Wells Award from the International Federation of Dental Anaesthesiology Societies in 2023. Edith's research interests include both experimental research related to liver and lung and clinical outcome research related to the perioperative period. In her free time, if she has any, you'll find her spending time with her 5 grandchildren, running and cooking. Today, Edith is presenting the Ellis Gillespie Lecture, Perioperative Pathways for the Elderly Patient. Thank you and welcome, Edith. I look forward to your speech.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kokas, for this warm welcome. I'm thrilled to be here, as you can all imagine. I'm so delighted to be part of this prestigious meeting, and more so